Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm done, I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like I do. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Good to see you all in chat, my beautiful pearls out there. Hello, hello. It is today Saturday? Today's Sunday, isn't it? Sunday. Today is Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. It is currently 5:40 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. So good to see you all. Really do appreciate your time. Today, we're talking about a case that I've been covering since the beginning. Michael Joseph Vaughn, affectionately known as Monkey. It is a case that is still not solved. We know who, I mean, it is partially, but there's been no justice, and Michael is still not with his family. Um, So it's a very heartbreaking case. This is Michael Vaughn. Michael Vaughn is one of those cases that is a rare stranger abduction case. Um, Michael it was a hot summer day in Idaho, over 100 degrees, on July 27th, 2021. Fruitland, Idaho, little town very close to the Oregon border. Michael was last seen near his home on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland, Idaho. He's described as 3 foot 7 inches tall, weighing about 50 pounds, with blonde hair, blue eyes. At the time of his disappearance, he was wearing a light blue Minecraft t shirt, dark blue or black boxer briefs with a green stripe, and flip flops. The Fruitland police, along with multiple agencies, conducted extensive ground searches, including K9 unit, drones, and dive teams. Despite all the efforts, he was not found. But in November of 2022, a significant development occurred when police received credible information leading to the search of a backyard of a residence on Red Wing Street in Fruitland, the same neighborhood, just a street between the neighborhoods difference, approximately a half of a mile from Michael's home. The occupants of the home were Sarah and Stacy Wandra. They were arrested. Sarah Wandra was charged with failure to report a death based on probable cause, and she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report it. But during the search, authorities they did not find Michael's remains. However, they stated that they believed that Michael was abducted, unalived, and his remains were initially buried in the backyard property, but then they were later removed. The investigation also identified two additional individuals, Brandon Shirtliff, Adrian Lucien, and persons of interest believed to have firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. As of July 2024, the Fruitland Police Department released an age progressing image depicting what Michael might look at age 7, in collaboration with the National and Missing and Exploited Children. If anyone has any information on Michael Vaughn's disappearance, they can call the Fruitland, Idaho Police Department 208-642-6006, or they can email findmichael@fruitland.org. You can also call Crime Stoppers at or you can go to their website, rather, 343cops.com. You can remain 100% anonymous. It's a very sad case. Brandy and Tyler, from the beginning, people were horrible to them, just the same as people are being horrible to Seth right now. Saying that Tyler, is Michael's father, did this when there was absolutely no indication that that happened. Brandy, Michael's mother, she was at work when this occurred. Michael's dad, Tyler, they have other kids, and some are younger than Michael. And he had ordered pizza, and he was changing a diaper when Michael went out of the house, left the yard to see if any of his friends in the neighborhood wanted to play. He had stopped at a couple houses in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, nobody was, could play that evening. And there was 4 vile sacks of shit that pretended that they were doing something under their hood when they saw Michael and abducted him. Um, let me show you pictures of Stacy and Sarah Wandra along with the other 2 as well. All right. This will probably be the best picture right here. Let's see here. Stacy Wandra, they're all out of jail. None of them are in jail currently. And it's time that the prosecutor get on this. You are right, Sylvester. The guilty ones, in my opinion, are silent and lie when they speak. That's exactly right. And the only one that has really spoken out is Stacy Wandra. He's been on my channel before, right here on the bottom in the orange shirt. This is Stacy Wandra. This is Sarah Wandra. They lived about a half a mile, same neighborhood really, as Brandy, Tyler, Michael, the Vaughn family. And he Stacy had went to jail, and there was police got a tip while he was in jail that he might be linked to Michael Vaughn's disappearance. And he thought that, in my opinion, he thought he was going to get a deal by telling where Michael was, which was, he thought, in the backyard of their home. Troopers, I'll work on that. I'll work on that. I will. However, during Stacy had been in jail just a little bit, and during that time of him going to jail, Sarah Wandra, well, after they told Stacy, or after Stacy admitted that Michael was in the backyard, they immediately got search warrants, and told they went to the home, and Sarah, they went inside, and she started saying she was on this very extreme religious twisted in her head, and she said, my Lord God told me that that Stacy did this, and blamed it all on him. And she was arrested there. They started digging up the backyard. It's not a big backyard, it's fenced in. And they dug and they dug, and they started digging in a specific spot that Stacy had told them where Michael was buried. However, they ended up tearing up the entire backyard. While Stacy was in jail and he had admitted this, Sarah and these 2 had allegedly taken Michael's remains and removed him from the backyard and did something with him. I want to thank Missing PNW Crimes Revisited. She's an OG on this case. She's a friend, and just want to give her a big thank you. She did everything that we can receive today. I do need to talk to you, Missing. I really do. Like, you'll want to hear this. So, but good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. I know this case is extremely important to her as well. Hey, Purple. Good to see you, honey. My pleasure. Purple is a very good friend of Brandy as well, and Tyler. And Purple does a live every Monday called Monkey Mondays, and she has done that every single week since Michael pretty much has been missing. Uh, and so God bless you for that as well. You message me? Okay, I'll have to check. Okay, I'll look at that. Um, Brandy and Tyler have been nonstop. Oh, of course, yeah, Purple. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, anything. Um, in their pursuit of finding their child. Um, this Stacy and Sarah, they are the human versions of swine. Um, again, Stacy's been on my channel before. They let him out. He tried to manipulate several of us YouTubers in getting money to be paid uh, to do interviews. He said he wanted to clear his name, which was complete bullshit, in my opinion. Pardon my French, but all he wanted was YouTubers to pay him to do interviews. And when that didn't go over well with me, he called me a bunch of derogatory names and gave me threats, really. And you should have been arrested for that, in my opinion, Stacy. But I know he's watching right now, and you are an extremely sick human being, Stacy. You know more about this. Don't pretend like you don't know, because all four of you were in this together on July 20 what was it, 27th, 2021. Stacy had been wanting a child. Um, very impulsive people. Um, these two are just nuts. These two are just plain ass nuts. Brandon Shirtliff, right here, he is a coward. He's a coward. They abducted Michael that evening. Everyone was out looking for Michael, and they took him allegedly to Brandon's mother's home. She was out of town. Now, Brandon's mother told Brandon to not come to my house while I'm out. Well, she would have never guessed that they took Michael to that house that night, in my opinion. They ended up doing forensics later on at, the mother's house. From what I understand, they did get some hits. But what they did with Michael, anyone, they only know. They only know. Brandon said, and all of them said they went there to tow Brandon's Mercedes back to the house, Sarah and Stacy's house in Fruitland. So while everyone is out searching for Michael, they are at Brandon's mom's house. They're there for a little bit. They do tow the car back, but I think Michael was left in or under that house that night. They come back. The entire neighborhood is full of police. Neighbors are searching, and Brandy and Tyler's lives are never the same again. They pretended like they were searching, and they didn't get home. It was like, I think it was like 10, or sorry, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Ironically, the next morning, around, they had an alarm set on their phone. They go back to Brandon's mom's house where they had just been the night before from towing the car. Brandon said he was washing his clothes there. Whenever Stacy and Sarah, whenever Brandon was staying with Stacy and Sarah, and they had a laundry service and a washer and dryer that was perfectly fine at their house. There was no need for him to do laundry, 45 minutes away. Um, did he admit to burying Michael in the backyard? He said, I think he blamed it on Sarah and Brandon and Adrian. But he did admit that Michael was in the backyard. He thought he was going to get a deal out of this, in my opinion. But they did get human remains, that Michael had been in the backyard, but he has been moved. And Sarah, Adrian, and Brandon are the ones who know it. Brandon, I've tried to get in touch with you many times, and you are too chicken shit to answer. How do you live with yourself? You yourself having a child, Brandon. How do you live with yourself knowing that you guys abducted a child, ended the child's life, and disposed of him? My heart breaks for Tyler and Brandy and the family. Brandy has made herself physically sick because of this. This woman, I have spoken to her till 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, crying so hard out in her garage. She can't hardly catch a next breath. Not wanting to wake up her kids because in 2 hours she's got to wake them up to go to school. And then she has to go to work. So it really pisses me off, to be quite honest with you, whenever I hear someone like Edgar and KK say they don't want to, you know, uh, that they're, they don't want to do the interviews with this or that, because of people having a different opinion about them. Brandy and Tyler, they were shredded by many creators here on YouTube. Many creators here on YouTube. And you know what? They kept going. They didn't stop. And there was nothing to even suggest that either one of them did anything at all. Like nothing. And they still got shredded. Brandy is very sick right now. I spoke to her yesterday. She is very, very sick. She needs your prayers. She's young, Brandy is, and she's desperately needing a liver transplant. And there are other serious factors along with that. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if she's spoken about it or not. But she's very sick. And it is life-threatening for Brandy. You know, it's a serious thing to get a liver transplant. Yeah. And so it's time that, and listen, I want to make it clear. I have supported Fruitland Police Department and all of them uh, from literally day one. But with everything that's going on, these two, or these four rather, have pretty much been walking for the last nearly 4 years, 3.5 years. She needs an entire liver, Lisa. Stacy, Sarah might be still in jail. I don't know if Sarah's still in jail or not. But Adrian Lucien, he is a vagabond, I guess you would say. He kind of goes from Ohio, DC, and California, just kind of bouncing around. He's been in a lot of trouble prior to this. He comes from a very good family. Adrian is this guy right here. He comes from a very good family. His sister is uh, is a celebrity. Really, she's a very well-known model. Two totally different human beings. He's lived in a lot of places. Brandon here, JLR did an interview with him a couple years ago, and he was sitting in a hot tub, drinking a beer, acting like, life was fine. He's been hiding out, from what I understand. I don't know if he still is. I haven't checked in a while, but he was hiding out in Montana. But I did hear he recently went back to Fruitland. He was afraid he was going to get arrested, I think, is why he was hiding out. Was working, he had a construction business. And Stacy, he is in and out of jail as well. So it's time that the DA get on this, in my opinion. Like, I know you need enough to, secure a conviction, but I mean, I would think that they, you know, have enough at this point. You would think. Ginger, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. I have a crumb of food hunger under my shift button on my computer. I need an intervention. Lord help. Merry Christmas, Justin Remy Pearl in chat. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you, Lacey. Hi, Justin. Wishing you and your family a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Thank you so much, Lacey. Really appreciate your support. Flying Girl 517. Thank you so much for 3 continuous months. Really do appreciate you. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Cat OG, thank you for keeping Mickey story alive. Thank you, my dear. I really appreciate you. Brandy and Tyler, they've been a class act the entire time when really they shouldn't have been, in my opinion. Like, I would have fired off probably to some of them, but they've never asked for a penny. They don't make a lot of money, and they've never asked for anything other than just help me find my child. In this interview, that our friend Missing PNW Crimes Revisited did, Brandy talks to Stacy, and get your Kleenexes. It's very hard because Brandy is a sweet soul. She's such a good person. I get very emotional just thinking about Brandy and her being ill, and just wanting to find her baby. That's it. That's it. Again, big thank you to our friend Missing PNW Crimes Revisited. Thank you, Purple Phoenix, as well. Really do appreciate you. Again, I did a live with Stacy before. Josh and I did it. We kind of planned it, to be honest. I wanted to ask him the questions and, kind of be friendly with him. And then after I got all that, Josh came up and nailed his fins to the fucking floor. And he had nothing to say other than to call us derogatory names, pretty much. That's about it. No, she needs a whole liver, from what I understand.
Well, till see
One second.
about Brandon and about Adrian. All information. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Trigger warning.
So is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit actually.
Well, I'm just handing you over the stage so you can say what you need to. Looks like you're fumbling around trying to get some stuff ready, so I'll give you a moment.
Damn it. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What? Like, I'm sorry, Brandy.
You're not sorry. You're just a sorry
That
sack
Michael
of
went
shit. Is what
missing. I don't know, nor do I have any idea, or have I had any idea of what happened to him. I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. I wish I had more information to give. I know, I see it. Give me a minute.
Brandy's going to come up. Very recent, just the other day. I'm going to cuss the whole time, too.
Well, I appreciate
I'm
you
just gonna
coming
tell you.
up.
I'm gonna
I know
cuss
you
the whole
probably
time.
don't like me much right now because of what I'm saying, but I do appreciate
No,
you
like,
coming
listen,
up.
like, I get you're trying You know what I mean? Like everybody wants Michael to
This interview, guys, make sure you sub up to our friend here, Missing PNW, the 18th, 4 days ago.
be found. And I get that. And I respect that. And I want him to be found too. When I said that I've like cooperated with law enforcement out of the 4 suspects, I'm speaking.
Hey, PNW, can you text me now? So, can you text me now? Is that okay?
In the terms of when they had questioned me. I was the first person to literally go in front of the panel, go in front of them and tell them exactly our whereabouts that night. Like I know exactly like where we were. I know exactly what we had been doing. Like I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like the same exact statement that I've given the police is the same exact thing I pretty much said throughout the whole entire YouTube podcast that I've done. Like I don't know what else to give you guys when I don't have anything to give. Law enforcement,
Can I ask you a question?
ask.
The only one question that I have ever had for you that I've always wanted to ask you is, how could you give a tip about Michael being in your backyard if you didn't have some kind of involvement?
Exactly. Let's think about this. You go to jail, and then the cops question you and you say, yeah, there's a 5-6-year-old buried in my backyard, but I wasn't involved. Cool. He's an idiot.
I didn't have involvement, and that's the thing. And I've already explained that on another fucking podcast with I think Brooks and fucking whoever else I did it with. And quite frankly, like, if somebody else gets very familiar with fetal alcohol syndrome, if somebody gets put under an extensive amount of pressure, when that one person is willing to give a statement freely and openly, knowing that there was no involvement, and they keep trying to pinpoint something on you that I never fucking did, number one. I wanted to get them off my fucking back. I was at the point of a fight or flight mode because I didn't know what else to fucking give them. Like, was I supposed to give them what they wanted to hear? Because I've been telling them the same fucking thing. Like, I don't have any involvement. I didn't have any involvement. I don't even know who Michael is, nor did I associate or talk to the family. Like, we literally talked to very few people in our neighborhood, like our subdivision. We didn't talk to many people other than running our fucking taxi company. We talked to literally Carson, our neighbor. We talked to John across the street and Hazel, the HOA rep, and Sarah's parents who live behind us. Like, I don't have anything else to give. I have literally openly given my statement time and time and time again, reflecting on what details that I can, like, which is very specific.
The thing is that so many of us has seen you talk and everything else, and there were so many contradictions when you were, up there talking. So it just makes us all question.
But no, and I get that. But you also got to, I get that, and you also got to take into account we're talking about something that's fucking 3 years old. I didn't give my statement. Like, I didn't start doing podcasts until 2 years after that. And literally until I got out of fucking prison last.
I'm sorry, I don't think you ever forget the kind of the details about abducting a child and unaliving him and then burying him in your backyard. Idiot.
That's November. So it's like
the human version of swine.
Like,
crap.
You're trying to expect me to fucking like remember shit to the fucking T. And I specifically noted in any of the videos that I've done, I said my information may not be 100% accurate to the point, but it is to the best of my knowledge. And I have specified that. Like, I don't know what else to give you guys. Like, all I can tell you is that I'm sorry that this boy has gone missing. I'm sorry. Like, if I had answers to give, I would give them to you. I don't have
Oh,
anything to give. And I want Michael to be found. Just
you know what this jerkwad is doing right now? He is suing Fruitland Police Department and I think the FBI, the United States government, for I think it's like millions of dollars or something, because he said he should not have been arrested.
as much as everybody else does.
The
Like, I
link that was
heard.
just added to chat is for Brandy, everybody. Just letting everybody know. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Stacy.
It's fine. Like, I want
But
this boy to
out of everything you could have told law enforcement, you told them Michael was in your yard.
No.
I'm still just trying to make sense of
I
that,
know,
though.
and I get where you're coming from, but what else was I supposed to say to get off my fucking back? They weren't listening to the fact that I had zero involvement. And I told them that time and time and time again in every one of the fucking interviews that I did with them. Yes, I made it. I 100% made it up. But guess what? They haven't fucking contacted me since.
Let me tell you
And
something.
no, I haven't talked to fucking
Let me
Law.
tell you something. I know, and I will not say allegedly, because I know this without a shadow of a doubt. I know this, Stacy. I know this, Stacy. You are lying through your fucking teeth. You're lying through your fucking teeth right now. So there just happened to be a child's body in your backyard. At one time, human remains in your backyard. I know some info, Stacy. Okay? I know some info, Stacy. Tread lightly.
Enforcement. And
You are lying through your ass, in my
if they
opinion.
wanted to talk to me again, sure, I'd be more than willing to talk to them. Like, yeah, I know. I get where your guys' standpoint is, and that's fine. Like, you guys have your matter of opinions, but maybe study up on fetal alcohol syndrome and what happens when somebody with fetal alcohol syndrome gets put under extreme amount of pressure. Like, it's not like it's easy for you guys to say years ago. You guys will suffer with it. Like, I
Well,
want.
it's not easy. I mean, we all work really hard to try to find the answers. And I mean, and I can kind of get what you're saying after it being a long time and stuff. And it's hard to like remember exactly what happened. We just are searching for the truth.
No, exactly. But you guys are looking at the whole wrong direction. Like, I'm not. Like, I just want to clarify something. I spoke with a lawyer when I was in CTEC. Not, it wasn't even calling in regards to a lawsuit. It was actually calling on some stuff that Supreme Court was doing a ruling on for the 922G. That I wanted to get answers. And when the lawyer had happened to talk to you, his name was.
Thank you, Lady for Justice. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Hey, Elizabeth. Merry Christmas. Thank you for 14 continuous months. Really do appreciate your support, my love. Merry Christmas, Justin, and Happy New Year. Thank you for all you do for the missing kids. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate that.
Was Matt, and he actually said that he was retained to represent Brandon if he were to ever get charged. And he asked me who I was, I said, my name's Stacy Wander. And he goes, why does that sound familiar? And then he looked up and he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, Brandon, I'm actually retained to represent Brandon if you were ever to get charged. So, okay. I was like, well, this wasn't even, I said, well, speaking of that, I said, can I ask you some questions? He goes, well, I can't give you verbatim information. He goes, because, client confidentiality. I said, that's fine. I said, I'm not asking specifics. I said, but how did we even become to be suspects? And he goes, first of all, you guys were not, like, per Fruitland PD, you guys were never supposed to be alleged suspects. You guys were.
I have not seen this whole interview, and so I'm getting fired up right now. How did you four become suspects? You dimwit. What? You were 150 feet parked on the side of the road. There's cameras. Hello?
Only supposed to be alleged people of interest. And a person of interest, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, is somebody who they believe that might have relative information or knowledge to help them find this person. We were never.
Oh my God. You really are one of the sickest human beings I've ever seen on the planet. You really are, in my opinion.
Supposed to be labeled people or alleged suspects. We were only supposed to be alleged person of interest. The media is the one that had gotten it twisted. And then when I asked him, I said, "Okay, well, what I mean, what do they have? Like, what do they have against us?" And he literally told me, he goes, "Well, Brandon wanted to give a statement to the police." And when Brandon, he was like, "I told Brandon that I'm willing to let him give a statement, but he's only allowed to give it on a conditional statement." And I said, "What's that?" And he said that the police department needs to provide me and give me all of the documentation and the GPS records of all three of you guys that night.
If you have a washer and dryer in the house that you're staying, and the people you're staying with has a laundry service, right? But you go 45 minutes away to your mother's house, which you're not supposed to be there in the first place, and you sneak around the side so you won't be seen on camera to do laundry, and you let them wash, you throw them in the washer, and the next morning you got to, after you leave there, you got to go back home 45 minutes, and the next morning 9 hours later you get up and drive 45 minutes again to put your laundry in the dryer again at the house you're not supposed to be at, again when you have a washer and dryer and a laundry service literally in your home. Stacey, I know you're watching. You can come up if you want. You can come up. I'd love to speak to you.
And he goes, and he goes, "I want evidence that ties you guys to this." And when he told me that he approached the Fruitland PD and told them that Brandon was willing to give a statement, they literally told him that we don't have any problem giving you all the phone GPS and everything and all the records you want. But as far as evidence, he said they don't have anything to give. They don't have anything that ties us to this. That's what verbatim. And if you guys want to look him up, I don't know his last name. His name's Matthew, and he works for Murray, Zellen, Johnson, and Meridian, Idaho.
Oh my God, my phone's going crazy.
I can
Just
hear
letting
it.
everybody know I am not even looking at my phone right now. Stacy wanders up on panel as everybody can see, and I'm quite busy. So stop blowing up my phone, please.
Now Brandy's going to come up here in just a little bit. It's heartbreaking.
Is there a reason why you've decided to talk more about protecting Sarah and Brandon lately?
I haven't talked about protecting Brandon and Sarah at all. I speak for myself, but I also know that Brandon and Sarah were with me. We all were gone that entire night.
Yes, you were all
Calling
going
Brandon's vehicle.
together. You were all going together. You absolutely were all gone together. And you all four did it.
Go back from CUNA.
Demons.
Right, right. I've heard that during your interviews and stuff before. Is
Nothing's
there
changed. I'm not protecting Sarah. I'm not protecting Brendan. I can only protect myself because I can only speak for myself. But I
well,
also
I just heard a recording that Brooks had recorded here recently when you were quite upset with her over the cease and desist, and you actually
Oh no,
say,
that was her warning. That was her warning. And that's already been
yeah.
reported to my lawyer. I'm not even tripping. It's fine.
Oh no,
Like
I was just saying it was during that recording that I heard you say that, you know, you can protect Sarah and Brandon. So I'm just wondering
No,
what
I
about
wasn't saying like protecting Sarah and Brandon. I was speaking in general conversation. Like I know I don't speak as in like protecting them
Can you believe him?
as much as
Here's
I
the-
do knowing where their whereabouts were that night because they were with me. We were all together
Oh,
that
I
night.
get that. Okay.
And
And you're talking
first of all,
about
like
when
I
you
want to
went
point out,
And let me tell you something. Brandon's story, if you go to JLR's and look at Brandon's story in the hot tub, it is totally different. Totally different than Stacy's. I know, me too, Spirit Seeker. I know, Rhonda. I'm gonna need to take some blood pressure medicine myself.
but like another thing that I want to point out is, don't you guys find it a little odd how they have all this, CCTV video footage of us being parked on the side of Southwest 8th Street when I put power steering fluid in the truck? They have video footage of me pulling in the fucking splash pad to get my can of chew out of the fucking side of the passenger side of the car. But
From my understanding that,
coincidentally,
well, from what my understanding is, the CTV camera picks up more towards the end of 8th.
no, that's not
and
no
it does
because Southwest 8th Street wasn't at the end. It was right.
He feels cocky about it. He feels cocky about it. He feels confident. Fruitland, I hope you watch this. Prosecutor, hope you watch this.
FBI, open up!
I hope you watch this.
Directly outside of our subdivision. Might I mention that there's a neighborhood watch which have cameras all throughout the fucking neighborhood, so they can pinpoint us leaving our neighborhood. They can pinpoint us being parked on Southwest 8th Street, and they can pinpoint me being at the splash pad at 1:30 in the afternoon. But somehow, some way, they can't fucking pinpoint where Michael is. They can't pinpoint.
No, they can't pinpoint him because you guys unalived him, buried him in your backyard, took him out of your backyard, and did what? I can't wait. I tell you what, Stacy, the day they arrest you for this and you guys are held, the trial is held, I will be right there with Brandy. And I hope I can make eye contact with you four son of a bitches. I hope so. Are you cocky then, you son of a...
Point anywhere on video footage. I mean, don't you guys think it's a little fucking weird?
Did law enforcement tell
Absolutely, they
you
fucking did. Yeah, they showed me every fucking thing. That's what I'm like. You guys don't even understand. Like you guys, like I get you guys like to play detective, and that's cool. Play detective. But you're not the one that had the encounters with the fucking Fruitland Police Department, nor the detectives, nor fucking highway or fucking Idaho State Police, or the fucking FBI. Little do you guys know, I'm the one that voluntarily gave a fucking polygraph test and passed it with flying colors, specifically to 5 questions that they asked.
Did you pass it, Stacy? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that, Stacy? Brenda, thank you so much for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Really do appreciate you. Guys, I apologize for my mouth. You know, I'm not normally like this. This guy is horrible. Thank you, Brenda. I really do appreciate you. I can't. This man triggers the hell out of me. Poor Brandy and Tyler. They just want to know where their 5-year-old Michael Vaughn, who was out looking for friends in the neighborhood. You should not be abducted by strangers, unalived, bury them in your backyard, dig them up, and then put them somewhere, and then be an arrogant son of a bitch about it.
Are you the only one that took polygraph
No,
tests?
Sarah and Brandon both did it because they both got brought in the same day.
And did they pass?
Are you
Brandon got-
aware of
Did they pass?
one of your friends that came up on my panel a couple of weeks ago?
Who's that?
Did they pass, Stacy? I know for a fact they didn't pass. They did not pass.
I don't know. She was a blonde. If anybody in chat remembers her name, her like YouTube name, she was saying that she was your friend, and then she pulled you up on her phone while she was up on my panel screaming about Adrian was at the house that night. And we know that you've said that Adrian was not at the house that night, but your friend was saying that he was.
I don't know.
So I'm just
A
curious.
blonde friend? I don't have any blonde friends. I'm sorry. I don't have-
Country Cuz.
You don't have
Her
any
name was
friends.
Cuz, C-U-Z.
You sack of.
And then when
Who?
she came up on panel, it came up Country Cuz.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, some blonde girl says that she talks to you all the time and that
No.
she was
I don't-
not saying that you said that Adrian was at the house. She was just trying to convince everybody on panel that Adrian was at the house and she's your friend and she knew. So I was just asking you, was Adrian at the house that night?
No, I like I said, I specified that. No, Adrian was at the house because he was the only one that was left there when we had left. Because we had asked him if he wanted to come with us that night, and he said, "No, I'm going to stay home." And
So you're saying that Adrian was
He's a
at the
total
house when you
creeper.
guys left to go to Kuna?
Yep. And I told you, I specified that on panel.
Oh,
But he didn't have access. He didn't have access to any of our vehicles. We don't ever leave our fucking vehicles or any of our means of.
So, Stacy, whenever you were in jail and you told that Michael was in your backyard and they found evidence that human remains had been in your backyard, and they go in and they ask your wife, Sarah, about this, and she says, God told me, Stacy did this. You don't think she would have said, what are you talking about? She knew too. Y'all were just blaming each other.
Transportation anywhere in the house. And we
Was
would
he
never let
there?
him drive our vehicle.
was he there when you guys got back home after
Yeah.
the towing?
Yeah, he was in his fucking room.
I personally never heard that before. So
No, he was in the room. Like, he was in his little fucking bedroom that he fucking destroyed when he left.
This is what she said when she was arrested. Upon her arrest in November 2022, Sarah Wandra stated, quote, I definitely did not unalive that boy. Quote, the Most High God already told me who did it. She claimed that God revealed her husband, Stacy Wandra, right there, was responsible for Michael Vaughn's death and that the boy's body was buried in the neighbor's yard. It was actually their yard. During her arraignment, Wandra addressed the court saying, I understand what I said, but it's not correct. Yeah, you say it, but then you retract it, just like this Sal did.
With his fucking little pubic hair of his fucking head.
You're so disgusting, Stacy. You are
Like,
vile.
Do you know who the Pope twins are?
Justin, he said Adrian stayed the night with his daughter and her mother that night. Now he's saying that he was home that night. Busted. I missed that. I'm so
no.
mad. I can't even think.
And he said, no, I'm going to stay home.
It's not saying that you said that Adrian was at the house. She was just trying to convince everybody on panel that Adrian was at the house and he's your friend and she knew. So I was just asking you, was Adrian at the house that night?
No, I like I said, I specified that.
He said no.
No, Adrian was at the house because he was the only.
Okay. Now he said he was. He's always said Adrian wasn't at the house. Stacy, I've got you on my panel saying Adrian wasn't at the house that night. Yes, Tina, honey, I see you. Wow. Oh my.
The only one that was left there when we had left, because we had asked him if he wanted to come with us that night, and he said, no, I'm going to stay home.
Wow. You really fucked up, Stacy. You really fucked up.
And
So
I
you're
specified
saying that Adrian was at the house when you guys left to go to Kuna?
Yep. And I told you, I specified that on panel.
He is racist. He is homophobic. He is a child unaliver. He is a sack of pig crap.
Oh,
But he didn't have access. He didn't have access to any of our vehicles. We don't ever leave our fucking vehicles or any of our means of transportation anywhere in the house. And we
Was
would
he
never let
there?
him drive our vehicle.
was he there when you guys got back home after
Yeah.
the towing?
Yeah, he was in his fucking room.
I'd personally never heard that before, so
No, he was in the room. Like, he was in his little fucking bedroom that he fucking destroyed when he left with his fucking little pubic hair of his fucking head. Like,
Stacy. So you were either lying the last round you did on YouTube then, or you're lying now. You're lying then or you're lying now. Because you're a liar. You cannot be trusted. You can't be trusted in society. Nowhere. You belong in a cage.
do
In my
you
opinion.
know who the Pope twins are?
who?
The Pope twins?
No. I have no idea who the fuck
So
that is.
I have a recording. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I have a recording. It's of one of the Pope twins. Pretty much sending a message to Adrian when Adrian threw them under the bus for Michael's abduction. You don't know anything about that?
I don't even know who the Pope twins are. I've never heard of them a day in my life. Like I
Yeah,
said,
it's
Sarah
Gabriel
and I
Christian
ran
Pope.
Sarah and I ran a taxi company. We were not there to make friends. Yes, we helped people out occasionally with a place to help them get on their
Sarah just wanted to sleep with people. That's why she brought all these men in her house.
feet. Yes, we allowed people, which is why we're in this fucking predicament. And not just
Link,
this
please,
predicament.
Brandy's asking for
Okay. All right. Okay. Explain that to me, Stacy. Because you allowed people in your home, that's why you're in this predicament? How would that be? How would that be? You said Adrian wasn't home, then you said he was home while you guys went to get the car. So if it was you, Brandon, and Sarah all together, and Stacy didn't have, or Adrian didn't have a car, how would this make it in this predicament? Because you're saying now you didn't do anything, which is bullshit, but there's that. You said he was with you the whole time.
everyone. Sorry to interrupt you, Stacy, but Brandy's ready to take the link.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can somebody throw that up, please? Stacy, please be nice to Brandy.
I'm not
okay?
I'm not a heartless person.
Yeah, you
Like
are.
I've been wanting to talk to Brandy for a minute now.
You hurt a child. You hurt a family. You hurt a mother. You hurt a father. You hurt their siblings. You hurt the community. You hurt the world, you son of a bitch.
Now. Like
I know. I just know you get upset sometimes. I don't know if we're going to have a very upset, screaming, yelling mama here or not, but please, no matter what she says or does, let's just keep her cool and, try to talk to her the best you can, please, without calling names or
that's
yelling
fine.
or anything.
I'm not
Thank
even
you.
tripping.
Okay. Does somebody have that link, please, for Brandy? I did not copy it down. And I've turned my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on one second. Let me grab
Everybody
it.
knows you guys can use fucking Bluetooth headphones on this shit. Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here. I pinned the StreamYard up at the top, Brandy. What were you saying, Stacy?
Fast forward. Okay.
know if I could use headphones on this shit. So it wasn't working, but now they're working.
Trying to link. How are you feeling?
Here's Brandy. God bless her.
Not well.
I'm sorry, honey.
Just a note to the people like KK and Edgar, Don and Candace, Wells. Look at this. Brandy is very ill right now. It's been 3.5 years. She's still advocating, still putting up signs, still constantly, despite being a mom, working, living. That's what a real mother does. They never stop. You go to work one day and you get a call while you're at work, and your life is never the same again.
Hello, Mr. Wandra.
You can address me by my name. It's okay. We're all.
It's my preference.
I got you. That's fine.
I have so many questions. So many. One, uh, your lawsuit and slander. It's not slander if you're a named suspect, correct?
Not a main suspect. That was the media that fucking got that
What?
twisted.
Excuse
You're
me,
not a named
named suspect.
suspect? You're not a named suspect, you son of a let's just do we need to go over the conference again, you dummy? Look at there. You're a named suspect. Yep. That's right. That's right, Brandy. I've tried to call him. He's too big of a coward. And Brandon, I know you're watching. I know you are watching. You don't miss any live that brings up your name. How does it feel to be a 40-year-old man under your mom's tit all the time?
Can't hear you very good, Stacy, and I think it's because you got your things in. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
And shame on Brandon's mom for acting like this. I know it's hard to think your child could do something like this. Trust me. Law enforcement knows. They wouldn't have put his big ass face up during the press conference. They're all four suspects, named suspects. Just like Cruella, Mohawk.
Uh, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Just know if you can hear both of them, please, in chat. And then I'm just going to hand over the stage to both.
Stacy, why did you contact law enforcement and say that you gave that tip about Michael being buried in your backyard?
I never contacted them. It was when they had approached me at about the 5th interview that I had with them.
Now, just so you know, Brandy knows information when she is speaking to him. What he said, what he didn't say. Okay? She knows. I'm sure she does.
After telling them the same exact statement that I've given him the last 4 times.
I've been trying to put like a timeline of everything together. Like from your recollection of that day with what I've seen you do with the internet with YouTube creators and stuff. I've tried to watch all of them, and you talk about your timelines and everything, and then you've discussed about your timeline with law enforcement. I'm just curious because you're stating all these different times in all these different people, these different people's interviews. I'm sorry, you have to forgive me right now. One, I'm very, very sick. My mental fog is
Oh.
absolutely hell. And honestly speaking with you is
Not easy.
no, sir,
I
it is
don't
not
blame you.
easy.
I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you.
Brandy, don't call him sir.
Like, Brandy, I've been trying to talk to you for like a minute, and I know it's taken a lot. Out.
And Stacy, you cut out.
Sorry.
There you go.
Like, I know it's not easy talking to me, Brandy, and and it's not, you know, it's never gonna be easy talking to me because and all you've heard is my videos that I've done with either law enforcement or done on YouTube, but I've never directly spoken with you. Like, I need you to know, Brandy, I didn't have anything to do with your little boy, nor did Sarah, and nor did Brandon. We would never allow ourselves to be involved or play a part in something as serious as like this, let alone yeah, I have a felony history.
You are standing there talking to the mother of Michael Vaughn, lying to her. You really are unbelievable. You really are unbelievable. You all four are involved. You was even blaming Sarah and Brandon on my program. Now you're saying they had nothing to do with it. You are something else.
But guess what? My felony history doesn't pertain to sex offense crimes. I have 2 federal gun charges.
Nobody ever even said anything about sex offense. That's very sad. That's very bizarre. Nobody even said anything about that, Stacy. You disgusting pig.
Charges and 4 state felonies, 1 in Idaho and 3 in Oregon. Like, I want your boy to be found just as much as everybody else does. It's not fair. And I wish that, that he could be brought back to be reunited with you because that's what you deserve. I wish that I could magically make him come back for you. Like I hurt every day because I feel for you guys. And if I could make some fucking magic happen, I would. If I could fucking automatically just play the the psychic detective, I would. I don't have anything to give you, Brandy. And I'm sorry you're suffering, and I'm sorry you're sick.
You're just a sorry piece of shit. You're lying.
I wish you didn't have to be sick because it's not fucking fair. Huh?
I'm asking Brandy if she's there.
I'm down with totally. That's tonight and tomorrow. I cannot run out.
Do you have any more questions?
4 days ago.
Brandy, you can ask me any questions you want. I can only give you the truth and
Oh my.
and everything that I've.
Oh, Stacy. You can't give the truth, Stacy. You have said so many different accounts. So many. My connection cut out. Something divine intervened. Whoever brought up SA, I was screaming. Honestly, I wasn't keeping my composure, y'all. He doesn't know how to tell the truth. He's a psychopath.
Said before, there's no difference to it. I wish I had answers to give you directly other than what you have already said.
Oh, I got kicked.
Oh wow. Yep, she got kicked.
Ah,
She got kicked.
I'm behind. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
What is that?
Why do I have another Brandy Neal trying to pop up? Did you try popping up twice?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Drop that other one.
Drop the other one. Okay. Hold on a second.
Can't imagine being in Brandy's and Tyler's shoes right now. And this son of a bitch just lying to your face.
Here we go.
I've got to quit cussing, y'all. I'm sorry.
All right, you're there and we can hear you now. Somebody got people talking in the background. Is that your house, Brandy?
No, it's me. I'm out in the shelter.
Oh, okay. I know you're having a hard time talking, Brandy, and I'm sorry.
Randy, it's
It's gonna
okay.
be-
You can ask me your questions when you're ready. I will answer everything as honestly with an honest answer. But ask him when you're ready.
No. There's never been SA charges or anything of that. That's why it's concerning.
Somebody probably requested it.
Is there anything that you have to say maybe about Adrian or anything and his involvement in all this, or anything
I don't.
about Adrian?
I can't. All I know is that Adrian was the only one left home that night. Hold on a second.
Brandy, did you now notice that he says that Adrian was home when he told me on the panel that Adrian was not home, that he was with his family or something like that? Now he's saying Adrian was home. He just didn't go with them. Lies.
Are you still there, Mama?
I don't know where it's.
No, she dropped out.
Yeah. I don't know that her link was good.
No, that's a lot.
She's coming, she said. She's still coming on. I just don't think maybe something was up with her link or something.
Like, I can't speak
Thank you, Jules.
and nor will I speak
Love you, baby.
on Adrian's behalf because we weren't with him that night. But what I can also tell you is that I know from what the lawyer I spoke with and what he had confirmed is exactly everything that I've been trying to say and tell you guys that we have not had any involvement in this.
Oh, you're going to have fun.
Like, this is going on 3 fucking years. Almost 3.5.
You know,
Yeah, so
it's
tell.
just I guess it's just crazy to me because I mean you even have Sarah talking about, you know, Adrian's the one that did it to Michael, and that you're the one who buried him, and then you're the one who says something about a tip in the backyard. So I mean, these three things specifically tie.
Yep. That's right. Listen to that again, y'all. Listen to what Samantha says here.
I mean, you even have Sarah talking about, you know, Adrian's the one that did it to Michael, and that you're the one who buried him, and then you're the one who says something about a tip in the backyard. So I mean, these three things specifically tie both of you guys in somehow. I mean, why would you
No.
ever admit to any of that if you didn't have some kind of?
But I never admitted to any of it. That's what you guys don't understand.
Sarah did, and you did
Did you
too.
not hear any of like Sarah's
Stacy,
shit when she got arraigned in court?
Stacy, if you only knew what I knew. If you only knew what I knew.
When they initially charged her and how she claimed to be me in court. Like, I'm not making justifications, nor am I protecting her. But she obviously had a lot of mental shit going on internally. What I can tell you and what I can give you is what I've given you. I only speak for myself at this point. But I can also tell you that Brandon and Sarah were with me that whole night.
Okay, here's Brandy. She's back again. Sorry, hun. I know it's hard to hear. He is at a shelter right now, so there's a little bit of voice going on in the background.
Okay. Am I echoing?
No.
Nope, you're not echoing.
Okay.
Take a few deep breaths, Brandy. We know that it's hard. We know. I'm
You can
not
ask me
even
any
mama,
questions
and
you
I'm
want, Brandon. You can ask me anything you want, and I'm only going to give you the truth.
You son of a guys.
You don't want to bring it up fast?
Why are you lying? Who are you lying to? Me or law enforcement or the world?
I'm not lying to anybody. I haven't lied, Brandy. And that's the thing. Like, I don't have, nor have I had any involvement with something like this. Like,
however, not all of it is.
your boy deserves to come home to you. And I want nothing more than for him to come home to you and your family. Yeah, I'm on a video. Sorry. Like, I can only give you what I've given law enforcement, what I have given the world of YouTube. I wish that I could give you something more. I wish that I could be a psychic fucking detective or an investigator that could just tell you who's responsible for this. But what I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
It had all separate factors. To bring up
You're stating right now that it was not you, nor Brandon, nor Sarah, nor Adrian.
I can't speak on Adrian's behalf. Adrian was the only one that was home at night.
That's got the most irons that it's.
But I also know that Adrian did not have access to any of our vehicles. We don't never left our vehicles or the keys
How do I get rid of
available
this
to him.
photo?
Say it again.
They steam it, which steams off the iron. Which steams off all the.
He didn't hear that last question, Brandy. Could you repeat yourself?
I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's fine. It's just loud because there are a lot of people talking at the shelter where Brent is at.
You say you can't speak for Adrian.
I don't know what I will be.
Okay. Does Sarah take insulin?
Yes, she's insulin dependent.
Oh, there's nothing but fucking cooked seed.
How come Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard?
A little bit of red.
How come what?
Or
Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard.
Just like she said that her name was Stacy in court. Just like she said that the most highest God told me that Stacy did it. Just like the most highest God told me that he was buried in Carson's backyard. Does any of her fucking statements make sense? Because I'm pretty sure, Brandy, that I have told the same fucking, given the same statement, given everything. And it's never, and I literally, when I've done the podcasting,
It's kind of, we don't know.
that my information may not be 100% to the T, as this is almost a 3.5-year-old case.
1,240 days to be exact.
Okay. And I'm sorry that it's been that long. You should not have to go through what you're going through, Brandy. And I'm sorry that you are. And I'm
Michael's
sorry
not
that
being
you're suffering.
considered.
Hell no. What is this? A fat kid joke? Okay, get away. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, well,
Thank
no,
you,
go
buddy.
with the deflection. Were Sarah and Adrian making fake girl accounts to get, how do I say this? YouTube politically correct? Ladies of the night. How does that work? Yeah, is that okay, Sam?
Yeah. You say anything you want to, Mama.
Did you know about that, Stacey? Did you know Sarah and Adrian were making false accounts to get working women? To
No,
meet
that
guys
was, yeah,
and-
no, I did not. But I also know that Adrian had approached Sarah and said that he said that if you help me create fake accounts, that I'll pay you a percentage. And I remember telling Sarah specifically, don't fucking do it.
So you didn't have any involvement in them setting up fake accounts to
No.
meet guys
And I
rob
told no,
them
no,
because
not
they're
at all.
smarter than you?
Not
Was
at all.
the statement?
I wouldn't allow myself with that.
They didn't set that up? Oh, but so you knew that they were setting it up, but because
No.
they stated
No.
they were smarter than you, Adrian and Sarah were, that they were gonna do it to rob these people so you guys had money?
No, and we never, to my knowledge, the only income that we were getting, Brandy, was from our taxi, from doing taxi rides. There's a reason Aero Express got put out of business because of their pricing and how they were out charging people. There's a reason we were the only taxi company in Fruitland, between Fruitland, Ontario. Like, that was our source of income.
That was the only. What happened? Oh, the lube company.
The lube company didn't work out specifically because Arturo Rojas, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
You cut out, Stacy. Oh, there you are.
I'm right here. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I got blow my
No, like Arturo Rojas was the owner of the Looks New, the detail building that we were renting a shop bay out of. And in our contract agreement that we assigned, it said that he would allow us to use the air compressor that was set up in there and the wash bay system to be able to spray off the concrete inside the shop so that we didn't leave oil stains.
Yeah, we know.
And we had and when his daughter had come in there doing an inspection and, coming to talk to us, I had the air compressor going and she threw a fit about it. And then it caused a huge conflict with her and her dad. And we just decided that, look, like, we're not going to do this. Like, we had an agreement. It was in the contract that you would allow us to use the air compressor and the stuff in the shop until we were able to get our own air compressor and get it on our feet. And so that's the reason we had moved out of that shop. We have also had a company called Wanderers Mechanic and Repair.
Mhm.
And that was only a temporary thing because I just,
Right.
I
Okay.
didn't
So
want to.
you had all of these. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you had all of these businesses that you tried to get to work, right? I want to know more about this plan to setting up fake accounts and pretending to be women.
I can't.
that are
So, and I
using
can't.
internet.
Here's the thing. So, I can't give you.
Okay, I've calmed down a little bit. Stacy, you had your taxi business, you had an oil business, you had a laundry service, and you had people working for you and paying
More than what I
rent.
can tell you right now.
You
Is
can't
that
tell me about how Adrian.
no, no, no? Like, what I'm telling you is I don't know anything other than Adrian, when he first came in to stay with us,
Okay.
had approached Sarah and said, "Hey, I'm trying to find a way to make some money. I have an idea that we could create some fake accounts as women and get money from people." And I specifically told Adrian and Sarah, I said, "No, you guys shouldn't be doing this shit. That's illegal, number one. And number two, it's not right to take from people."
So, yeah, they did go to Texas. It was, what was it, Stacy, Sarah. I don't know if Adrian went. They got stuck. And they had to have a wrecker come and get them. They were out in the middle of nowhere. They said it was a detour. No, I got gum because I was biting my jaws too hard. When I get stressed or something, I have TMJ really bad. And I bite my jaws too hard. So I had to get gum because I was gonna.
Okay.
And I specifically told Adrian because he claimed that he got disability or fucking workers' comp out of the state of New York somehow or some way. Because the whole deal was when we agreed to let him stay with us, it was, oh, I'll pay you, I'll pay you $250 a week to rent out that room. And we're like, okay. And then when the first week came, and because he's like, oh, I get paid such and such day. I forgot what day it was. He's like, when I get paid this day, I'll give you guys $250. Well, that day came and he's like, oh, my money didn't hit. And then we're like, okay, well, like we're just going to add it on to, what you owe us for this week. Well, then the next week, I'm sorry. I apologize for being,
Thank you,
swearing.
Stacey.
I don't mind the swearing. Absolutely not. We know why you have a stickler, but if it's bothering other people, definitely.
I know, and I apologize, guys. I'm sorry for the words. Brandy,
Thank you for
I can't
Sorry,
give
Stacey,
you.
go ahead. I really want to. I hear more about Adrian and his time with you guys, because I want to understand more of this. Was that okay? I'm sorry. Please continue. Finish what you were stating about how Adrian didn't pay you the $275, and then the next week you were at the next week. I'm sorry.
So after the second week came, he was like, "Oh, well, I can only give you $150." Well, it became a repetitive pattern, and see when.
Just want to show you. Stacy, Sarah, Brandon, Adrian. This is what you took. Right here. Never been the same again. Brandy hasn't. Tyler hasn't. The family hasn't. The community hasn't. He looks just like his mama.
When Adrian, so Adrian was a quote unquote taxi ride that Sarah had taken the call. And when Adrian had called her, and this is what Sarah told me,
I don't know,
that
bro.
Adrian had called her and said that he was going through a hard time. He was staying in Caldwell behind some fucking some dumpster or whatever he claimed. And
Maybe
Sarah
Mania.
had asked me, so she goes,
Appreciate you, babe. I agree.
so I wanted to talk to you. She goes, I have this taxi customer that had called that, is going through a hard time. He's down and out, and she goes, I wanted to talk to you about possibly helping out with the place to stay. And I told Sarah specifically, I said, you know how I feel about this. I said, yes, I don't have a problem helping somebody out. I said, but we have been burned on multiple accounts from helping people out. And I told Sarah that it was not a good idea. I did not feel good about it in my gut. But I told her, I was like, look, I said, you're going to do what you want to do. I'm not trying to argue.
Jacqueline, I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
So if you bring
honey.
him here, then bring
So
him
sorry.
here.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
the first date,
let me cut you off right there because I don't want my brain to get muffled right now.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So let's go to that day that Adrian brought up this.
The fake profile.
Yeah. Did Adrian come the same day that Michael was taken?
No, Adrian had come I think he was at our house for at least 2 months.
2 months before then. When was the time that he brought up the
day he came to stay with us? It was that night. Because we were trying to confirm with him. We were basically trying to vet him because he was claiming how he got employment benefits from New York. But then his story didn't match up to me. I just didn't get it. I was like, how do you get employment benefits from another state when you don't even live in that state? It just didn't make sense to me. And then when he approached the question about saying, hey, there's a way we can make money, he had asked Sarah. He didn't ask me. He had asked Sarah, and I was in the room. And he had asked and said, hey, would you be willing to help me if, create some fake profiles and we can make money off of people? And I specifically told Sarah, and I looked at her and I said, no. And I looked at Adrian too, and I said, no. I said, I'm not okay with this. I said, that's not okay to take from people. Or is it okay to create a fake account just so you can bank
ran up
somebody
the bill like a ridiculous amount
and create, a false prostitution act
at all,
account?
at all.
I said, I'm not okay with that. And I told them that, and I told them my boundary.
Wow.
And from that point on, I don't know what happened.
So let me get this clear. So
No,
the night
he won't
that
interview.
you met
Hard
Adrian
to find him. He stays on the
and he came to
DL.
live with you guys, he proposed this to you all.
Correct.
Okay. And
Sure
then, so he continued to
NW.
stay with you, and this was 2 months prior to Michael being
Your boy's
abducted.
disappearance.
His abduction, correct.
He didn't disappear. He was abducted by you guys.
So I'm sorry. If I got the chance to speak to you, I'm trying to go off. I have a list of things I want to ask, and I'm trying to.
Brandy, ask anything
So
you
I'm taking
want.
breaths.
I'm an open book.
It's okay, Brandy. We totally get it. It's got to be like the
You're an
hardest
open
thing in the
liar.
world. Plus, we know that you're sick, and I don't know if you know it or not, Stacy, but I don't know if it's the medicine or her illness or whatever.
I know.
Kind of.
I've been praying for her. I want you to know that.
Let's
she loses train of thought. So
yeah, let's.
You mean you are praying, PREYING, praying. And you preyed upon her son that day. Prey, bastard.
Let's get back on track because once it goes and it's really hard and it's embarrassing for me because then
It's okay. And I want you to know I've been praying for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it sounds like to me, Stacy, Adrian is
Oh, I know what. That's what I'm.
maybe a pretty bad guy, and it sounds like he got
Well,
you
and
guys.
that's what I told Sarah, because that's exactly what I told Sarah after we went to bed that night. I said, I literally approached her and I said, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm sorry. I said, "Are you serious right now?"
Mhm.
I said,
Did you say I'm fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Were those the exact words? Like I want the.
No, I literally told her, I was like, "Are you serious? Like this is like," I said, and I told her, like, I can't remember the exact wording. Okay, like I said, we're talking, almost 3 years. So what I do know is that I did have that conversation with her when we were in the bedroom, and I told her, I said, "That's not okay."
Okay.
I said, and I asked her, I said, "Doesn't it throw red flags at you that this dude's trying to sit there and try to hustle money off people?"
So did that cause like an argument? I mean,
Not with me per
did it
se.
get heated between you and Adrian at all?
It caused tension. I mean, I had set my guard up against Adrian to start especially after approaching that question.
I would assume so. Yeah. I mean,
Because that's not okay with me. Like, we're sitting here trying to run a successful taxi business, and we got this guy that we have a heart. I didn't want to have the heart, but I had a heart because Sarah wanted to have the heart, and that's the only reason. I was like,
heart.
you know what?
You
You're
have
gonna
no
do what
heart,
you
you'll
do.
never have
If
a
you
heart.
bring him here, I can't. I didn't want to argue with her. Like, Sarah and I had enough problems, and so I didn't want to cause any more tension between us by raising an argument or a stiff. And I didn't like fighting with her. It got nowhere.
So, of course, since you guys, the four of you, Adrian, Brandon, and Sarah, have been named suspects in the abduction of my son, Michael Joseph Vaughn, I have looked into a lot of things. I court documents. What was the domestic violence
Yep, Lucy J,
involved
that's
in
exactly
that
right.
Adrian was involved in July of 2021. I believe it was July 24th,
Yeah, it was Sarah's
2021.
parents' house.
So he would have been living with you at that time.
I have no knowledge of any domestic violence. When we started getting so initially when law enforcement when your boy had gotten abducted, when the police department and the detectives had came and done meeting with everybody, when the detectives got done like meeting with everybody within our household, I believe it was Juanita or Anita or whatever her name is, had came and told us, that you guys know that Adrian's a known human trafficker. And I was like, what? Because we don't do background checks on you know what I mean?
He was not a human trafficker. He was a drug trafficker.
I mean, we didn't we're Christian people, we felt like helping people was what God wanted us to do. So what would be the point? Maybe, definitely in the future, if this ever, were to help somebody out, yeah, I'm going to vet everybody. I'm going to do background checks, but that's that wasn't even a thought in our head. You know what I mean? And so give me 1 second.
I just wanted to let you know, Brandy, that Purple did try to come into chat, but since I told Stacy that you were the only one that was going to be up here, and I don't want him to get scared off, that I didn't add her to the chat. So
I appreciate it. Everybody understand that I am speaking to Mr. Wandra on my own free will. I want answers. I want questions answered. I need to know who's lying. I want to know why Stacy you are named suspect.
Like a horse's ass. Well, because I know what you'll want to do.
hold on 1 second. Stacy, could you try to put your ear things in? Oh, he muted so you could talk, Brandy. There we go. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
in California, it was the domestic charges, excuse me, for Adrian, or not charges, the June 24th, 2020, July 24th, excuse me, 2021. It was in California. So if he was living with you,
No, that's I that was a long thing that we thought that there was like a bike in. Hey Muscles, how are you, darling? We thought that his bicycle was in there, but it wasn't. It wasn't in the garage.
in July, here in Idaho, how was he involved in the domestic dispute in California 3 days prior to Michael's abduction? Yeah. In
You gotta
July,
listen to this.
here in Idaho, how was he involved in the domestic dispute in California 3 days prior to Michael's abduction?
That's a great question because I never knew anything about him having any domestics or any.
Oh, I did not know that, Brandy. 3 days. Hold on. 3 days prior, he was in a domestic. Huh.
Open cases in any other state. Again, we never did background checks.
Well, no. I'm seeing you. I'm saying to you right now. You see how this sounds like a lie because you're saying Adrian lived with you 2 months prior to Michael's abduction.
Yeah, I believe he came in April or May or something like that. It was one of those months. So, and that raises the question too because he was with us.
So he was with you in Idaho, but got charged in California.
Maybe it was a sentence. Maybe it was a court like a video arraignment or a video sentencing because a lot of times they do that. I don't know. Like I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Well, that's just one of the things that popped up. That's been kind of stuck in the back of my head. Tell me more about the scam that Adrian was trying to run. Isn't that a scam used for human trafficking?
So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything other than that he had approached it that night, and I shut it down. So whether he was doing it after, like behind my back, and if Sarah knew something about it, then that's like between them. I cannot speak on that.
Okay, so
But
you don't know if Sarah met
no.
any of those men?
No, and like and like I would have been like I shut that down when she had approached that initially.
Do you know when did he show up in Idaho? The date of the incident. I'm trying to remember. Thank you for meeting, Stacy. Do you remember how much Adrian said you could make? Did he tell you how much? I'm sorry, was that it was 275 or was there more?
No, so Adrian said that his only source of income was from the New York Department of Labor or whatever it is, from his unemployment benefits. And I never really questioned it too much because I was like, all right, well, you say you claim that you have this money or you coming in, okay, that's fine. We weren't we couldn't exactly sign him on the lease because it wasn't our house, that would be considered subleasing, which we would have had to gone through Sarah's parents. So we were kind of like, we did talk to Sarah's parents, and let them know, hey, we're helping this person out. He's paying us some money. And then we're like, okay. But we couldn't legally put him on the lease because it wasn't, it would have breached our lease, if you know what I mean. And so that's why, when we'd helped him, it was, okay, you say you can pay $275 a month. That's fine. Pay us.
Okay.
But we had no way to vet that or verify that it was actually his income that was coming through.
So maybe you were mistaken about the time that Adrian came. Was he really there for 2 months before, or did he leave and then come back? Did he
So
take
Adrian had periodically, like, he would, like, one of the stipulations that Sarah, it wasn't so much me, but I sided with Sarah, was that Sarah set the boundary of him not having any females come to the house because all he wanted to do is get his, he wanted to get some. And so we set that stipulation. Look, like, we don't want you having another female, come and stay with you or whatever, or like be in our house, and having to listen to you, whatever.
Before it was
And
250 a
so he was
month.
like, that's fine. So Adrian had frequently like periodically he would go. I remember he was having, he was seeing this one chick. I don't know what her name was verbatim, but she had drove a gold Cadillac. And she was this preppy girl, like super young. I don't know. I think she had like red hair or something, but like just preppy, like had everything given to her, handed out to her, and like it threw red flags, but he was always constantly like, he was always either going to Caldwell or Nampa or Boise, but every time he went, it was he claimed to go see a female. And sometimes it was the same female on different occasions, but he was
Okay.
like, most of the time he wasn't home during the day. He was always out trying
Well, I
to,
mean,
get with some.
mistaken going from, to Boise or Nampa from Fruitland is quite a difference to go to California and come back. See where that.
No, and I do. And like I said, if I knew something
Maybe you're
about
mistaken.
if I knew something about him having domestic violence charges, that would have threw a red flag for me. It would have been like, okay, well, why do you have domestic violence charges? Like, what did you do? Who did you hit? Who did you abuse? Who tried to file charges against you? That would have been a red flag for me.
Okay. So I've heard your statements about Brandon and Sarah being
You can say it, Randy.
being intimate. Did Adrian and Sarah have a sexual relationship?
So I can't confirm like me seeing it. I heard that from LE or Detective Keller or whatever, Kellum or whatever her name is. And that's how I learned that. That's also how I learned that she, quote unquote, said that he was a human trafficker, which I didn't learn that until after, when they were doing the search and stuff like that. So that really like messed with me, mentally, because I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And why is he even in our house?
But, well, how did he get there? Because
Sarah had brought him. And that's what I told you. So when Sarah had called me and said, I have this taxi customer, he's going through a rough time, like, what do you think about helping him out? And then that's when I told her, I said, you know how I feel about this. We've already been burned time and time again.
Okay.
I said, you're opening up the door to be burned again.
Why
and then it really set it off.
In July.
Say it again.
Why did you go to Montana in July of 2021?
Who?
You and Sarah? Why did you go to Montana? You were in Montana in July 22nd, I believe.
Yeah, no, I had gone to go see my mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
They lived at the time in Belgrade, Montana.
Oh,
and I had actually just was able, like, because my dad had been very guarded, because I had hurt him like emotionally pretty bad, and so he had finally like let his guard down enough to allow me to come to the house and see them. And it had already been 2 or 3 years since I had seen them, and so Sarah and I had took a trip up there, and that was actually at the same time that my grandma and I took, we had gone to the GMC dealership in Bozeman because I had to go get a key remade for the Blazer that my grandfather had left me before he passed away in 2019.
How long were you in Montana?
We were only there for a couple of days. I think maybe maybe a day or two. And then we had come back because again, we had to get back to our taxi. So we didn't have much time to really do anything other than, like I said, it was just to go spend some time and catch up with my family.
So Brandon and Adrian were living with you at that time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know a Steve Moylan by chance?
I've never heard that name. That's
don't
what's no. And that's what's like when Samantha was bringing up like that name or what that female name, country or whoever it was or cuz I was like, who the hell is that? I don't know anybody that's blonde.
Cuz or whatever. She says she's known you and Sarah for years. I from when I saw the clip of her coming up.
I'd like to put a face to the picture because I don't know anybody by the name Cuz, and I'd like to know what her real name is. Then maybe I can put that to a picture, but I don't know anybody
Yeah,
that has blonde hair.
File. That was
And
just
I
her
also know,
email.
I also know, well, and I also know that there's a lot of people that come up and say that they
Who lives in Portland?
who lives in
Yeah,
Portland.
you took some trips,
Yeah.
didn't you,
Oh,
Stacey?
so
and
Sarah's got
Oh,
Sarah did prison time in Copper Creek, Oregon
Diddley
prison.
Brandy.
So she calls her Mima, who is Kimberly Wright,
Tracked your
and
ass
she lives in
down.
Tigard, Oregon,
Tigard,
which is right out. It's like 45 minutes from outside of Port. I think it's 15 or 45 minutes from Portland.
Well, that's quite
And then she also has a friend that she's had for years since.
Brandy's listening. She's in and out of chat. She's not, feeling very well, but she's listening. She
Like,
comes in and out of chat.
Before Sarah went to prison, named Sarah Gant, and that's all that's as far as I know. That's the only connects like people that she's close to in Portland. She does have like her foster family that lives in Coos Bay, and all around the coast area. But that's all I know. Like I don't like, and if I don't, like I said, I don't know who any of these people are. Like I know Sarah, the people I told you in Portland and Coos Bay, but other than that, I don't know any other association that Sarah has or family. I've only met a few people.
I don't know what happened.
Did you so you never
Okay. There we go. Guys, we are going to finish. How much more do we have? I don't know if we'll finish three. Okay, yeah. So we'll have enough for another live. We are going to do a part 2 on this. Tomorrow, maybe later tonight, but most likely tomorrow. I will be back here shortly again. Right after this live. That pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Really, really, really pissed me off. It was Brandy I just love her. She's such a good person. She's so sick right now. Really, really sick. Please keep her in your prayers. Please keep Mr. and Mrs. E, son in your middle E in your prayers. Please keep Armand Amy in your prayers. Please keep Peter Hyatt in your prayers. Wondering if they were planning a kidnap to extort money or something went wrong. Something. Same just in this case is new for me. I've been watching old interviews. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Guys, I will be back. In about it's 7:41. I should be back about 8:30. I'm going to put up the live as soon as I get off of here. it'll be 8:30, 8:45-ish, and we will be going live with the Sebastian Rogers case. And then after that, I'm going to try to do a gift opening from you guys sending stuff in. So Brandy, Tyler, the family, we love you guys. Want to give a big, big, big thank you to our friend Samantha with Missing PNW Crimes. Again, I'm going to drop that link. Please make sure y'all sub up to it. Great channel, good person. So thank you all so very much. We'll do a part 2 tomorrow as well. You are so hyper right now. She's so hyper. All right, guys. Much love. I'll see you guys. It'll be within an hour. I'll be live back again. We're going to go have a late dinner, but we'll be right back. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Peter Hyatt has cancer. The path. Needs lots of prayers. Love you guys. All right. Bye-bye.